A little African boy runs away from his house to fulfill his dream of becoming a star soccer player. But just one moment changed his life forever. Let's start our story right away. The movie starts with a young boy, Bandian, who lives in the slums with his family in a village called Makano in Africa. Bandian reveals that when he was born, Sarah the sorcerer told his father that he had been chosen by God. However, his father doesn't believe Sarah, thinking of him as a crazy old man. But Sarah has a strong belief that Bandian will become a great soccer player one day. We now see the villagers, including his father and brother, praying in a group, while a football match commentary plays on a radio placed nearby. Meanwhile, Bandian is listening to the commentary very intently when his friends call him to help them push his sheep to where the locals are conducting the sacrifice for the prosperity of the village. He quickly goes to help them, and runs back to keep listening to the commentary. As they announce the last goal with Africa winning the match, the kids start running around happily, cheering. The next morning, he wakes up early. After waking up his brother Kanamari, he goes to his sick mother and asks her if she is okay. She assures him that she is feeling well, and then asks him to get ready, as it is time for him to go to school. After talking to his mother, he walks out of his house with his brother, and they go to gather deadwood in the bushes. Bandian has planned to collect the deadwood so they can sell it to collect money to buy a new football. After collecting the wood, they push the cart together and go to a nearby market where they sell the wood and are left with 400 Guinean francs after paying the rent for the cart. After getting the money, they run towards their school and reach there after the teacher has already started her lesson. When school is over, he and his friends plan to meet Sarah, the witch doctor of Makano, to get a talisman for Bandian. But before that, they steal a chicken from the blacksmith's house to pay for Sarah's talisman. After reaching Sarah's place, they sit in a room where he massages Bandian while chanting something. In the meantime, a boy referred to as Radio Kankan provides live commentary about the situation, until Sarah asks the kids to be quiet. After Sarah finishes his prayers, he gives Bandian a talisman, saying that this is his lucky charm. He must take it everywhere, and it will help him score during any match. Bandian leaves with his friends while Sarah moves toward other children who have also brought chickens as payment. He gets back home after playing a soccer match with his friends on the street using a football made of cloth. While walking back home, he reveals that in Africa, men often have many wives, but his father only has two because he is poor. His dying mother is the first wife of his father, while the second wife is Connie, who is Kanamari's mother, and also a very wicked woman. As Bandian and Kanamari reach home, Connie approaches them and asks her son for the money. But Kanamari sneakily gives the money to Bandian and tells his mother that he doesn't have any money with him. At his home, Bandian spends his time counting the money they collected and feeding his mother dinner. The next morning, he goes to meet the village doctor, Mrs. Aspirin, who is a very kind-hearted woman. She spots him standing by a pillar and asks why he came there. Bandian tells her that his mother is still coughing and wants to come there, but his father only wants Sarah to treat her. Aspirin assures him that they will find a way to treat his mother. Bandian says that he has money that he collected to buy a soccer ball, and they can use it to treat his mother, but the doctor tells him that the treatment is free. She then gives him some medicine and asks him to tell his father that she can't treat his mother without seeing her. After taking the medicine, Bandian gives her the money, asking her to keep it safe for him, as his stepmother wants to take it from them. She takes the money from him, promising to keep it safe until he needs it. Meanwhile, Sarah meets Musa, Bandian's father, who is worried about his crops not harvesting well due to the lack of rain. Sarah assures Musa that it will all be over once his son becomes a soccer star. Musa says that he shouldn't believe what kids say, but Sarah insists that the world is changing, and soccer money can help them change their lifestyle. Just then, a ball comes flying at them with Bandian and the other children running behind it. As Musa discusses football with Sarah, Connie calls Bandian and his brother to help her pick up tomatoes. We then see Bandian walking down a field when his friends call him to join them on a tree. He goes to his friends who are looking at a football magazine. They all look at the footballs and ask Bandian if he wants an Adidas football. Bandian says that they will buy a Pele one and asks them how much it costs. His friends tell him it costs 699 francs, which means it is worth double the amount in Guinean currency. They count the money they have according to a new calculation and then plan to go buy a football. They go to a local market to buy a leather football but can't find one, as the sellers only have plastic footballs. Also, they meet a bicycle mechanic who tells them that they can buy a real football from Kankan, which he can order for them, but they need 80,000 Guinean francs for that. The kids are devastated to hear the price and dejectedly start to walk back. as Bandian thinks that he will never be able to buy a ball. The next day, when Bandian is walking back home after school, Dr. Aspirin stops in her car near him. When he goes to meet her, she gives him an old football, saying that it is used but will work for him. He excitedly takes the ball and runs back home. With the help of his brother and friends, he paints the ball golden. All the children then run out playing with the new football Bandian got. In the meantime, Sarah is sitting with the blacksmith, who complains about his chickens disappearing continuously. As they are talking, the kids playing nearby finish their match, and the commentary boy, Radio Kankin, comes to them to get their opinion. Sarah tells him to go away, scolding him for having no respect for elders. The blacksmith also joins Sarah in scolding the child, but before he can complete his sentence, the football comes flying at him and hits him in the face. The ball then rolls on the ground, hitting a candle nearby that causes the blacksmith's hut to catch fire. Connie, who is passing by, quickly comes there and says that Bandian was the one who hit him. She accuses him of wanting to kill the blacksmith. She then tells Bandian that his father will scold him for stealing the ball. But Kanamari interrupts, saying that Bandian got the football as a gift from Aspirin. Connie asks her son to be quiet and starts to drag Bandian inside the house, snatching his football and locking it in a room. Connie says that she will tell Musa about the accident and he will slash his football. Bandian doesn't listen to her. He kicks the door open and runs away with his football, ignoring the shouts of his stepmother. As Connie continues to yell insults at Bandian even after he runs away, his dying mother comes out and tells Connie to leave her son alone, and they start arguing. Just then, Musa comes there with a group of villagers and kicks Connie out of his house for being disrespectful. They then start to look for Bandian. Seeing this, Kanamari runs to where Bandian is hiding. When he reaches Bandian, he warns him that they are looking for him, and that he shouldn't come back if he wants to stay safe. Bandian spends the day hiding in a tree, and goes to the hospital at night, thinking that if he goes back, his father will kill him. So he decides to run away. At the hospital, he meets Aspirin, and asks her for his money, saying that he wants to buy a gift for his father. She brings him his money, and he leaves after telling her that she has to take care of his mother. Bandian then hitchhikes on a tractor which takes him out of town. While traveling on the tractor, the driver asks him to run small errands for him. After a while, the tractor breaks down, and the driver tells Bandian to take care of the vehicle while he goes into town to bring spare parts. Bandian waits there for the man's return, but day turns into night without any sign of the tractor's driver. He gets scared by the animal voices and hides inside the tractor, where he falls asleep. The next morning, he is awakened by the horn of another local truck passing by the road. He quickly gets off the tractor, stops the truck, and requests a ride, which they easily accept. After traveling for a while, the truck stops in a busy town, and the driver asks him to get down, saying that this place called Casado is their last stop. With his ball in his hand, Bandian starts walking in the market when a man in referee clothes comes running up to him and asks for his ball, saying that they are in the middle of a game and their ball is damaged. Bandian refuses to hand over his football at first, but when the boy insists, he says that he will give it to them only if they let him play. After some hesitation, the man takes Bandian with him, quickly gives a red card to a player, and lets Bandian play in the game. Bandian plays a very good game, scoring back-to-back goals, without noticing that someone is recording him. His game comes to an end when the tractor driver from the night before comes there looking for him. As he had abandoned the vehicle, the driver is furious. Bandian starts running and luckily spots Dr. Aspirin's car standing nearby. He quickly gets in the car and asks her to drive away. She is surprised to see Bandian and asks him where he was, as people have been looking for him for 2 days back in Meccano. Instead of answering her, Bandian notices the people approaching them, so he asks her to drive away. She starts driving at his request, and he tells her why he left the village. Aspirin says that his father won't harm him, and now that his rage has subsided, she will take him back. Bandian still doesn't want to go back, so he asks her to take him to a nearby town called Kanakri, saying he has family there. Aspirin reluctantly agrees and starts driving again. He falls asleep in the back seat of the car. He has been asleep for a while when Aspirin wakes him up as they have reached their destination. After he gets out of the car, he says that he wants to go find his sister, Fanta. Aspirin lets him go with a promise to reunite on Sunday, saying she'll take him back then. Bandian takes the help of a local guy and goes to a nearby building where he finds his sister, Fanta. She is surprised to see him and asks why he came there, worried that he might have brought bad news. After finding out what happened, Fanta tells him that he has to go back because their father must be worried about him. Bandian says that he will go back with Aspirin as he promised, and just wants to stay here for a few days. Fanta still refuses to let him stay, telling him that it's not her house, she's living with a friend. Just then a girl approaches them and tells Fanta that Bandian can stay at Bangura's apprentices. The scene sets to Bandian traveling in a car with an old man named Bangura, who asks him if he wants to work. When Bandian gives a positive answer, the man demands some money for gas, claiming Bandian will get it back with his first pay. Bandian reluctantly gives him some money and asks what kind of work he will do, to which the man only replies, "You'll find out in the morning." After a while, they reach a house where the man calls a boy named Fode and asks him to take care of Bandian. The next morning, Fode wakes Bandian up, asking him to hurry before all the horns are gone. Bandian is confused by this, but when they reach the beach, after crossing a slaughterhouse, he finds out that Fode was talking about cow horns. He learns that Bangura makes lamps and other items with these horns, and sells them to tourists at high prices. He also sees there are a lot of other boys working for Bangura. For the next few days, Fode and the other boys mock and bully Bandian. They make fun of him, push him around, and treat him poorly. One day, while Bandian is playing with his football, they force him to drink vodka, then throw his ball into a nearby house. Bandian tries to retrieve his football, but the owner of the house refuses to give it back. As he attempts to climb the wall, his hand gets cut on a piece of broken glass. In this whole ordeal, the only person who stands beside him is a dwarf man named Bubba, who also works for Bangura. Heartbroken by the incident, Bandian goes to the hotel where he last saw Aspirin, hoping to find her. But the receptionist tells him that no one there is called Aspirin, and he leaves downhearted. Bubba suggests they should go back, but Bandian refuses, saying he doesn't want to see Fode again. Bandian insists he'll just stay here, but Bubba tells him it's dangerous. He then takes Bandian to a place called New Site to Chairman's Affair, a home for lost kids. The next morning, they both witness a well-off lady struggling as many kids surround her, trying to help her carry her bags. Bubba walks up to her, kicks the other children away, and offers to help, handing some of the bags to Bandian. As soon as she turns away, they both run off with her belongings. After running for a while, they reach a place where a security guard is stopping children from entering the area where a football match is being held. They bribe the guard with the stolen bags, and he lets them sneak through the wall. On the other side, everyone is climbing a tall tower to watch the match. Bandian and Bubba climb it too. Bandian is very excited to be able to watch the match, and tells Bubba about the players he knows. During the game, a player kicks the ball very high, and it lands on the roof of the stadium right in front of them. Bandian jumps off the tower without hesitation, and luckily lands safely on the roof. He starts juggling the ball joyfully, ignoring the people shouting at him to return it. He continues juggling the ball without noticing that security guards are approaching him. They soon arrive and take Bandian, along with a bunch of other children who were watching the match from the tower, including Bubba, into custody. The next morning, Aspirin is seen at the hotel asking the staff to tell Bandian to wait there if he shows up, as she has some errands to run. Meanwhile, at the police station, a man named Beecher bails out Bandian by pretending to be his boss. Bandian doesn't know the man, but Beecher claims Bubba is his brother, so they must let him out too. Beecher bails both of them out. As they walk out, Bandian says he has someone to meet that night, but Beecher informs him it's already past 9, and he's missed his chance. They then get into Beecher's new Mercedes, and he takes them to his workplace, a fishmonger video store. Beecher takes them into an office, and shows them a video of Bandian playing in that impromptu football match in Casado. Impressed, Beecher asks him how he learned to play like that. Bubba quickly replies that he's from a village called Meccano, and learned to play by himself. Beecher points out that only Bandian is from Meccano, and that their claim of being brothers is false. Bandian tries to make excuses, but Beecher says he knows they're lying, and tells them not to worry about it. He then shows them a video of a real football match, but the power goes out halfway through. As Beecher steps out to scold his workers, Bandian takes a nap on the bench. Meanwhile, Aspirin is still searching for him, and goes to Fanta's place. Realizing that neither of them knows where Bandian is, they begin searching together. Back at the fish store, Beecher continues yelling at his workers for being lazy. He then tells Bubba to wake Bandian up, and orders them to help out in the shop. While they're working, Fode, the boy who previously bullied Bandian, arrives and tells him that his friend and sister are looking for him. Excited by the thought of seeing Mrs. Aspirin again, Bandion's eyes light up. Later that day, Beecher takes a truck from the store and brings Bandion to retrieve his football, scaring the old man who refused to return it earlier. After getting his ball back, they head to the store where Aspirin and Fanto are waiting. Bandion tells Aspirin that he doesn't want to go back because he wants to stay in the city and train to become a soccer player. Aspirin reminds him of the promise he made and says she must take him back. Seeing this, Bubba jumps in to defend his friend, saying that Conakry has a great team, and Bandion will never get such a chance in his village. Beecher, who overheard their conversation, steps forward and praises Bandion for being courageous and determined. He tells him he knows a friend named Kareem, who is a soccer coach, and he can introduce Bandion to him. Hearing this, Bandion happily runs to Bubba and tells him he knows Kareem. After Bandion walks away, Aspirin tells Beecher that she still intends to take him back. He's not going to any soccer school. Fanta interrupts, arguing that opportunities like this are rare in Africa, and she cannot allow her brother to miss out. Aspirin storms out, saying she didn't expect giving a boy a football would take things this far. Bandion follows her, trying to give the ball back, but she refuses, saying she doesn't take back gifts. He then reminds her of her promise to take care of his mother, and she assures him she will. A few days later, Bandion goes to meet Kareem and gives a trial. At first, he struggles due to his shoes, but then he decides to take them off. Playing barefoot, he successfully scores a goal during the penalty kicks. Because of his excellent performance, Bandion is selected and joins the soccer school. At the school, he practices at every opportunity, which leads to him being targeted by the star player, Touré, and others on the team. In the coming days, they won't let Bandion eat, and during practice and matches, they refuse to pass him the ball. Kareem notices this behavior and, after a few days, tells the team he won't tolerate such behavior. If they want to stay in the school, they must accept Bandion as a teammate. One day, Bandion is seen cleaning his shoes when Bubba comes to visit. He asks him how he's doing, and Bandion tells him about his teammates' behavior. Bubba assures him it'll get better, they're just jealous. It's now been 6 months since Bandion joined the school, and everyone except Touré treats him well. During a running session, Beecher meets Kareem and tells him to contact academies in Europe to sell his talented players. Kareem refuses, saying he's training students to play for Africa. Back at the school, Kareem teaches techniques and asks a question. Bandion quickly answers correctly and receives praise. As Kareem turns back to the board, Touré whispers to Bandion that he'll never wear the number 10 jersey. After class, Bandion challenges Touré to a juggling duel. Whoever can keep the ball in the air longest will be champion. They begin, and after a long match, Bandion wins. Just as he's celebrating, Kareem arrives and scolds him. He then says Bandion will sit on the bench for a year and won't play in the upcoming match against the Coasters. Frustrated, Bandion meets Bubba and says he wants to return to his village. Bubba reminds him of the people who believe in him and tells him not to give up. On match day against the Coasters, Beecher pays a player from the opposing team to take Touré out early. As the match starts, Touré is attacked repeatedly and ends up injured, just as planned. With Touré off the field, Bandion gets to play. He performs brilliantly, leading his team to victory. A year later, an envelope arrives at Beecher's store. Bubba, still working there, hands it to him. After reading the contents, Beecher immediately rushes to Kareem. It turns out the Saint Etienne Sports Association of France wants to train Bandion for 5 years, with all expenses covered. It's the perfect chance for Bandion to compete with Europe's best. Kareem resists the idea at first, insisting that Bandion is too young. He warns Beecher that people from Bandion's village will curse him if he sends the boy without permission. But Beecher has already made up his mind. He goes to Meccano with Fanta and Aspirin to speak with Bandion's father. After some persuasion, Musa gives his blessing, saying that while he would prefer Bandion to stay, it doesn't matter whether he's in France or Africa as long as he's safe and doing what he loves. With his father's permission, Bandion travels to France alone. He gets through airport checks by pretending to be 16. After landing, he takes a taxi to the stadium, ready to chase his dream. And that's the end of the movie. So what did you think of this movie? Leave it in the comments below. And if you liked the video, please like and subscribe for more movie recaps.